Welcome to the PFO channel. I'm Jim. In the last episode, we learned about Nikki's morning routine of caring for her chickens, and she shared with us all the design features of the A-frame chicken tractor as well as the large stationary coop. In this episode, we'll witness the evening routine. It starts off a little more automatic than the morning routine because sometime, usually right around 8:30, the chickens all decide it's just time to go on back into the coop. So they start heading up the ramp, 1 or 2 or 5 at a time. I'm probably going to speed this whole video up a little bit here because this is going to take a while, I can tell. These young cockerels are getting pretty testy with each other. Yeah, it's probably not too long before Nikki has to make a pretty tough decision on these buggers. Some of them will wait patiently on the ramp for the ones further up to decide to go on into the coop. And some of them are not so patient. Some of these birds can't seem to make up their mind whether they want to be in or out. Making a little bit of a traffic jam there. Nikki says she doesn't even need to be out here in the evening. When the magic time gets here, they just go on in on their own. No coaxing required. I got a hunch that this process is a little bit slower than normal because I'm out here standing watching them, and they're not nervous, but they're curious why I'm standing so close, I think. It's interesting, these cockerels seem to be the ones that are going in and then coming back out. I almost get the impression that they're taking roll call in there and trying to keep track of who's not in yet for the night. Yeah, and it looks like we're down to just one. Huh, and this guy, he seems to know that there's somebody missing. There he comes. Yeah, there he comes from underneath. Alright, so that's it. They're all in. Curt will rush over and close up the door before any of them change their mind and decide to come out and have another look around. Alright, so they're all closed in for the night and safe from predators. That whole process took just over 12 minutes. Then the feed can goes back in the cupboard for the night. And while the older birds were going into this coop, the younger ones were doing the same thing over here in the A-frame. So it's all ready to close up for the night too. This takes a little bit more work. They have to move the food and water buckets out. They move this chicken tractor to a new patch of grass every evening. These levers on the side here make it pretty easy to deploy the wheels. Yeah, that's kind of my favorite part. That appeals to the mechanical engineer that lives inside of my head. You know, he didn't move out when I retired either. Funny how that works. Alright, do a little bit of de-pooping operation on the buckets. That gray cat's pretty funny. I should probably know his name by now, but he seems to think that he's a chicken herder. He'll keep the chickens from going into that tall grass. It was pretty funny to watch him today. So on this particular day, the head count of chickens didn't go up or down. But from what Nikki's telling me, it sounds like equilibrium is not a huge part of keeping chickens. So in the next episode, Nikki's going to introduce me to chicken math. I've never heard of that before, but it sounds pretty interesting. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss it. Also, like, comment, and share. Thanks a lot for watching. PFO channel out.